I have two new fragrances from a brand new niche indie fragrance house that I'm so excited to introduce you to. Find out what they are and my opinions on them coming up next. Welcome back everybody to Joel the Nose, and you know the deal. Thank you all for watching, and if you go ahead and you like this video, I would love you to get a little like button, maybe share it, and of course subscribe if you don't already subscribe, so you can continue to get this content if you like it. All right, this is a video which, to be honest, I haven't done a video like this in a while. It's one where I talk about a new fragrance house, and so sometimes when I talk about a quote new fragrance house, it's just one that's new to me. So a lot of times I get introduced to stuff that's been around for a while and maybe just came to the States, or maybe just whatever came to my nose. Even as a fragrance reviewer, I only have access to a certain amount of stuff. There's an infinite amount of perfumes out there, and so I look at myself as kind of a curator. I curate what I come across, what I like, what I reach out, what I find. And this is one that I've come across that I really like, and it's brand new. I don't know how many people know about it per se yet, or how many people have reviewed it yet. I really don't know. But just so you know, this is the house called Fleurit Parfums. Fleurit Parfums, I'm sorry. Fleurit Parfums. And this is essentially a new niche house based out of San Diego, California. And I've talked with the owner, Len King, who's super nice, and we've reached out and kind of corresponded a little bit. And she was nice enough to send me 2 bottles. And just so you guys know, I get approached all the time. And most times I actually reject people sending me bottles because I don't review bottles or review fragrances unless I like them. And so if people want to send them to me and I don't like them, I don't review them. I just, rather than trash them, I don't believe that's my job to trash something. Occasionally, obviously, I have a strong opinion about that. But in general, my rule is I like to speak about fragrances that I like because I'm trying to curate stuff for you. We're all busy. We all have a lot going on. I'm trying to curate stuff that I like, that I bring to you. So I was so intrigued by her story. A lot of these fragrances, they're inspired from Grasse, France. I have a little history there because of my tutor, my mentor, trained in Grasse, France. So I kind of wanted to, know a little bit more about this, and we talked about it, and I like how she brought this kind of combination of San Diego, laid back, California chic, cool, with traditions of Grasse, France. I'd never seen anything done like that as far as a perfume brand. So bottom line is I've had the fragrances for, I don't know, a couple weeks now, and I absolutely, excuse me, my dog decides to literally go noisy and eat everything. Hold on. It's amazing. He sits and leaves that food all day and decides to attack it right now. Sorry. All right, so this is what she sent me. By the way, the fragrance line came out in 2024. So this is, again, less than a year old. She released 6 fragrances all at one time. I'm going to talk about 2 of them, the ones that I've smelled. One is called Florit Tabac, and I'll hold it to you right now. All the bottles look the same, this really dark brown hue with kind of like a rock looking top, a plastic top. Very nice design, so I give her strong recommendations on the design. Round, very cool looking. Here you go, 50 milliliter bottles. I believe the price point, you can go check on the website. I believe they're around a little over $200 for each bottle, $210, $220, somewhere in that range. You can get her online. I'll link, I guess, her website just so you can go check it out if you've never seen it before. It is FleuritParfums.com. Now, let me get right into this. I'll talk first about what I think is going to be maybe a very popular, selling, mass appealing fragrance of the 2, and that would be Sant Fume. Sant Fume, and this is if you are a fan of the genre of, the Baccarat Rouge, that sweeter oriental fragrance, this is something you're going to truly, truly like, and you need to smell and get your nose on, because my first smell, when I smelled, I'm like, okay, this is going to be, especially for women, an absolute banger. It is so just, how do I say it? It's just so hits the right spot. You know when you have that comfort food that just hits right, whatever type of meal you have, or maybe it's a song that whenever you hear it, no matter how many times you've heard it, it just hits right every time. This is one of those fragrances that I think is just gonna hit right for almost everybody out there. So the notes they list are holy smoke, ambroxan, and musk. So obviously they don't list everything in there, but ambroxan, look, you can't go wrong with that. It's such a popular, long-lasting synthetic note. I've used it in a few of my perfumes. It mixes well with everything. It really enhances the smell of other fragrances, but there's this kind of sweet, smoky smell at the top that's not a tobacco smell. It's more of a, how would I say it? Almost like a, think of when you walk into maybe somewhere you're getting a high-end massage at a, I guess a spa, and there's that kind of incensey, almost a little bit smoky smell that's burning. That's what this kind of reminds me of. This smell reminds me of being in a high-end spa at a really nice hotel. You're gonna wear it, you're gonna get compliments. You're going to, I've worn it, I'm getting about 7 or 8 hours, which is very good for me. That's exactly what I expect from a nice niche perfume. And I'll spray it on my skin so you can get to see just my reaction. Sprayer's good. Bottle's good, so good quality, good packaging. Yeah, it's really nice. I almost get some type of, definitely some woodiness that I like. So this is for men also. Again, I've been wearing this. Between the two, I've worn them both over the last week or so, probably 3 or 4 times each. And yeah, it's just, it's like, again, it's like a perfect comfort food. It's a perfect comfort drink. Whatever you like, your go-to that works well. This is gonna be one that would be a dumb reach, meaning, it's on your collection, you're not sure what you wanna wear on a certain day. I would recommend Sant Fume. And especially if you're getting new to this collection and you wanna try one of our fragrances. Again, I haven't smelled the other ones yet. There's 6, I've only tried these 2. But I suspect that this one will be one of the ones that is absolutely probably one of her best sellers. And I haven't talked to her, but I need to ask her about that. The second fragrance is Fleurit Tabac. And of the 2, this is actually my personal favorite. Just because, I love niche fragrances. I love things that stand out a little bit more. So this to me is going to be one that's a little bit more niche forward and a little bit more distinctive. And if you look at the notes, it says tobacco flower, earth, plus spice. So again, I kind of like this play on not listing the traditional notes. You list more what the notes are trying to accomplish. I think that's a little bit, it's creative. I like that. It's not so standard just listing, 20 notes, which, people then think they understand the fragrance. This is more a fragrance brand that you have to experience. You can't just look at it. And look, in a market that's so crowded with stuff out there now, indie, niche, so many perfumes coming out that you have to find a way to stand out. And I think that Lynn is finding, her own groove here, and it's nice to see someone using creativity. What I like about this is the tobacco flower. So this is not tobacco, so don't get this confused with a tobacco scent. And I love tobacco scents. I've made one of my own that I may be releasing soon. But this is tobacco flower. If you've ever smelled the tobacco flower, obviously it has that smell, that scent of tobacco. It is kind of like in its raw, natural state, and that's what this smells like. This is more of a floral, white tobacco, earthy, just kind of like, I want to say earthy. I don't want to say dirty because that's kind of a wrong word to use, but it just feels like a plant, a tobacco flower growing out of the earth in springtime with life and vegetation. And to me, this is, again, a little bit more unique, a little bit more niche than the other one. It probably may not be as popular, but I may be wrong. And again, it would be interesting to see. These are just based on my opinions. But this is the one of the 2 that I've worn the most. And again, I think the Sant Fume is going to be better suited for most women. I think the Fleurit Tabac is going to be pretty good straight down the middle. May even lean a little bit more masculine for me, but it's really pretty much straight down the middle. And again, on this one also, I got about 7, almost 8 hours, somewhere in that range. I didn't time it to the exact minute, but between 7 and 8 hours where I get good projection, good smell, and it just, nice sense, nice feel about the perfumes. They feel good, they smell good, the story's good. I like the story behind the owner. And let's face it, if you're buying luxury and you're buying a brand, you're buying that story, you're buying the brand, the owner, and you want to kind of feel it. She's very present. If you go to her Instagram or even in some of the materials, I think like that she includes, she, by the way, includes a handwritten note, which was very nice. That's Lynn there. So you can see she's got a good brand. I think branding herself with the perfumes is an excellent choice. So there you have it. Something that I recommend you guys try. I don't know, other than going to her website, if you can find it in any stores yet, because this is such a new fragrance. But if you want to support new kind of indie niche perfumers that are trying to make it, this is one that I recommend, because again, I don't recommend a lot of these. A lot of times, again, I just outright reject when people offer to send me bottles, or if I get them and I don't like them, they just kind of go to the heap of never used. And this is 2 that I will be using, okay? Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for the support. Thank you for everything you do. And remember, don't be a wimp. Spray like a pimp. You know the rule. Don't be a wimp. Spray like a pimp.